Good evening, everyone. Welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/Sean I am Sean, and every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we're playing MLB 11, the show. And by playing, I mean watching, and we're having a good time doing it. We have 4 games for you today. We have 2 games that we have not, or 2 series we have not covered. Tigers and the Mets, and then the White Sox taking on the Reds. And then I spun the wheel, and we drew the Athletics Padres series again, and the Phillies Mariners series a second time. So those will be your 4 games today. Let's get going. Let's get rolling. I wanted to say rolling, and then my R and my G and my letters got all blocked up in my mouth, and I don't say it no good. Let's head to the beautiful city of New York to watch the Detroit Tigers take on the New York Mets. And this is the final day of this set of series. It was a 4-day stretch, so we'll have we should cover 12 of the 15 over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. For more, subscribe, ring the bell, give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. That helps the channel. And hey, it's all free to do. So thanks for hanging out. Second stream of the day, as I did play Demon School for a little bit, and almost, I kind of lost it. If we're being honest. It's Tigers, it's Mets. The Tigers are 12-12. The Mets are 11-13. After that 0-6 start, that record is a little more impressive. The Tigers hovering around, or right at 500 so far this season through the first 24 games for each team. Rafael Furcal is going to get things led off for the Tigers here in the top of the first. He is the shortstop, and then it's a big line of lefties. First baseman Ike Davis, catcher Joe Mauer, third baseman Pedro Alvarez, Raul Ibanez out in left field, Adam Jones, a brief respite for what I assume is a right-handed hitter in center. Will Venable is another lefty. Orlando Hudson is a switch hitter. And Matt Diaz, the designated hitter. Venable in right field. Orlando Hudson, second base. And Diaz, like I said, the designated hitter. Hopefully you had a good long holiday weekend. We're wrapping it up here with some digital baseball. Let's hope that it's a little more like yesterday's games than it is about Friday's games. Scott Feldman, 2-2 with a 7.11 ERA. 4 games started, 12.2 innings pitched, 15 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Saturday was the day that it was just, whew, boy. Rafael Furcal, a .293 average, 1 home run, 3 RBI, a couple of stolen bases on the season so far. Take a sip and we'll get ready for game number 1. Here's the righty. That is a shocking strike to start things off today. Wow. We saw that portion of the zone yesterday be pretty friendly to... Ooh, that's a broken bat foul ball. Not an out, but he'll have to get a fresh piece of wood. I don't know that I want to have said it like that, but here we are. 0-2. That stays high and is a ball. Zone was a little wide yesterday, and it appears that it's going to be a little bit wide today. This game does not, from what I understand, I guess, there's a strike 3 call in Detroit. The leadoff batter is set down on strikes, right at the knees. But they already saw the generous call on the outside. Maybe try to swing to just stay alive. Ike Davis steps in, and this will be a little line of lefties. I believe it's 4 straight. Maybe it was 5. This is going to be a tricky lineup for this Mets team to work through. Though that is a nice fielding play by the pitcher. Takes care of it at first and 2 away for this New York Mets team. Joe Mauer. Batting .270. 1 home run, 3 RBI. Does have a stolen base in there. Your cover athlete. He was a 2-time cover athlete. Back-to-back years. They put him on the cover. that shows just how they were. I mean, either it's how good he was or how they were able to work that deal. I mean, what's the Mahomes and Brady were on? They were both on the cover twice, but it wasn't back-to-back years. This one's launched out to right center field. Right fielder settles under it, and that is out number 3. So nothing doing for the Tigers here on the top of the first. We'll go to the home half and get you the lineup and starting pitcher right after this. And this is done. Denard Span is the center fielder. He is leading off. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Pablo Sandoval over at third. Aubrey Huff, the first baseman. Hunter Penson right. Lyle Overbay, a designated hitter. Connor Jackson in left. Ramon Castro, the catcher. And Ramon Santiago, the shortstop. Ramon and Ramon at the bottom of the order. Turn off my Xbox, which I didn't realize or just forgot was on. Ian Kennedy is the right-handed pitcher. He's 2-2 with a 6.55 ERA. 4 games of 11 innings, 15 hits, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. So 19 kind of just base runners in general, and only 8 strikeouts to try and counter that. So we take a look at the Detroit Tigers defensive lineup. Denard Span. Hey, he has a good average for a leadoff man. That's what you want to see. Some nice high average. You're getting a 1 at-bat guaranteed a game. That's a nice pitch on the inside. Looked like it was going to kind of come in on him a little bit, but stayed over the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. That is outside for a ball. Bottom of the first, 1 ball, 1 strike, just underway here in New York. That is inside for ball 2. We've seen a lot of Mets games this year. They had the worst start of any team. I don't think 0-6 was really all that. There's probably some like 2-4s and some 1-5s that we breeze past. But boy, that 0-6 start really sticks out. That'll be rolled over to the third base side. Fired on the run over to first, clean out. That is 1 gone for Dustin Pedroia. A couple of home runs and 4 RBI. The right-hander fires and gets that corner of the zone again. That's outside to Pedroia, but got that same spot to the lefty. Gets ahead of both batters, 0-1. And that one misses up high, ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. Fouled away. 1-2. Here's the pitch and flared up the first baseline, foul. Pedroia stays alive. And that pitch really jammed him. I think if you let that go, it's going to be ball 1 or ball 2. Instead, Pedroia hits it to the right side. It's fielded cleanly by the second baseman for out number 2. Pablo Sandoval. A lot of guys batting over 300 in the first 3 of this Mets lineup, which is a little surprising considering how poorly they started. I guess all of their stats are a little surprising with how poorly they started, but they have been looking a lot better recently. That is a strike on the inside. That feels like a beneficial call. I'm looked a little more inside, but he's gotten that spot a couple of times already in the first or with the first pitch. So maybe earned that strike there. That one's low. Here comes the 1-1. That one sliced foul into the stands. That'll make it 1-2. And that is lined out to right field. Quick 1-2-3 for both sides to complete the first inning. Zeros across the board for everybody. Alvarez, Ibanez, and Jones coming up for Detroit in the top half of the second. Alvarez leading off with that .294 average. No home runs, but does have 6 RBI. Right-handed pitcher gets the bottom of the zone, and that'll be strike 1. Looks like the zone's just kind of generous all over the place today. Thought about swinging, did not. No appeal. Swung on and missed. Big swing under that one. That makes it strike 2. And a big swing on that makes it strike number 3. So, first batter down for Detroit. And this Mets pitcher doing a pretty nice job. Very late on the swing timing. 93 mile an hour four-seam fastball. And he's been working against this big lefty lane pretty well so far. Every batter so far has been batting from the left side. One switch hitter at the top of the lineup. That is hit well out to left fielder. Left fielder is chasing and tracking. He won't get to it. It'll hit off the base of the wall. He'll fire into the shortstop. It is a stand-up double for Raul Ibanez. And that will put the Tigers in business here in the top half of the second. Adam Jones steps in, the first right-handed batter of the day. Gets ahead of him with a strike, 0-1. One gone. That is lined out to left field because of the way that they had to play that defensively. Because of the way that they played that defensively, Ibanez only able to get to third. So the Mets still have an opportunity to get out of this inning. But that double play is not as reliable as you would think. Yet again, gets ahead of the batter, 0-1. That one stays outside for a ball. Makes the count 1-1. Oof. Probably a pretty hittable pitch and caught a little bit more of the plate than the pitcher wanted, but batter lays off and it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. This one's going to be popped into kind of no man's land. He dives for it. Left fielder's going to have a chance. It will be a safe. He's safe at the plate. It's a good slide by Ibanez. The frame rate was so bad it made it hard to tell where that was going to go. And Detroit takes a 1-0 lead on a little flare out to left field. Likely going to be able to score on that anyway. It's going to be a diving attempt away from the plate. This is launched into right field. It's a diving attempt by the right fielder. He forces, oh boy, he forces some funky action. They're going to send him around. It's another close throw. The defense for the Mets has made it really tricky for Detroit to figure out whether they can go or not. That pitch misses inside for ball one. It is a 2-0 lead. Ends up being an RBI double. Still just one gone. That misses low. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's outside. Now it's 3-0. That is a dangerous looking pitch, and that is in for a strike. 3-1. He'll line that up the middle into center field. That'll score one. It'll plate another behind it. And that is it is now a 4-run inning for the Detroit Tigers. Was he a right-hander the whole time? Okay, he was. I don't know why that threw me off, but it definitely did. So still just one gone. Detroit scored 4. And misses low in the zone. So that second inning not quite as effective. Or not as effective. Ready, fires. That's going to be picked up by the first baseman. He'll fire to second. Root throws back to first, but late. That hard slide animation throws that timing off just a little bit. And that's where it starts to get real dangerous for a team like the New York Mets. Do they have what it takes to be able to get this third out? The 1 out at a time innings can absolutely destroy teams. That is a ball, surprisingly, considering some of the other pitches we have seen. They're going to put the runner in motion. Throw down to second is late. Or just a bad tag. It's a stolen base. So Detroit, with 2 gone, puts a runner in scoring position. Catcher does a nice job adjusting to the pitch that was going to sail well out of the zone. That one stays high for another ball. And that's a walk. So it looks like the Mets are going to have trouble getting this third out. They came through in the double play. They give up the steal. It's a walk. That'll bring in Joe Mauer. He's 0 for 1 today. Mauer takes a pitch that he probably would want back. It's 0-1. 2-1, 2 out here for the Tigers in the top of the fourth. They have already, or the top of the second, excuse me. They have already scored 4. Mauer punches that up the first base line. Foul. Catcher can't quite corral it, but the lack of aggression on the base paths when that ball, especially with the runner on second, if that ball skips to the third base side, they do not tend to advance. They tend to not advance? I don't even know what way you would say that. That stays outside. Very, very long inning here for this New York Mets pitcher. Misses that one away and low. It is now a full count. Full count pitch, fouled away as they put the runners in motion. They do the same thing again. It'll be picked at first base. The catcher comes over and makes the out. So 4 runs on 5 hits. Huff, Pence, and Overbay looking to get something, looking to get a little something started in this home half of the second. See if they can fight back in this one. First pitch is fouled up the first base line, so Mets aggressive here to start things out. Not surprising. That one misses inside, so a good take. Ooh, he's going to get a hit. Oh, the second baseman covers and throws it over. Just not enough velocity on the exit there off the bat. And that means that it's 1 away. Bit of a bad break for the New York Mets there. As Hunter Pence steps in, he will line this out to center field. Now, I was going to say that the Tigers did their damage with 1 out, so Pence 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 single. Lyle Overbay, 292 with a couple of home runs, 8 RBI. Overbay takes a strike. That'll be lined up the first base side foul. 0-2. That misses low. Good take. 6:30 p.m. is the time to move furniture, apparently. 1-on-1 out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Thought about swinging, doesn't. No appeal. Here comes the 2-2. That misses low. Again, these pitchers get a little too cute when they get ahead with 2 strikes. They let these batters back into the count, risk a walk. They'll foul it off to stay alive. We'll see another payoff pitch. That will be lined into left. So a single advances the runner to second, and the Mets looking like they're in a little bit of business here, trying to strike back after the 4-run top half of the second. So Jackson steps in. Takes a look at pitch number 1. It's jams him a bit on the inside. Foul ball. 0-1. Oh, he's going to roll this over to third. Turns at second. Skips to first. And what a brutal double play. He jammed him on the first one. He got it off the end of the bat on the second pitch. And nice job by this Detroit Tigers defense. Not the strongest throws in the world, but good picks by the second and first baseman. The score remains 4-0. Pedro Alvarez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. If you're this Mets pitcher, you just have to try and keep it at 4. Don't let it grow. Not a great start, missing the zone there. 1-0. That one's down low. So perhaps a bit of a loss of control here. That'll be hit over to the first baseman. Keep up with that ball immediately. Raul Ibanez got things started in the top of the second. He had a double, came around to score. This is the first hit of the game. Now he is up again. I believe he came up with 1 out last time as well, so is that his magic number? 1 out? And he gets the rally going? That is crushed but foul. Maybe not crushed, but hit well but foul. Here comes the 0-2. Ibanez takes inside for a ball. 1-2 the count now. That one misses as well. Ibanez swings on that one. He's under it and misses, so it'll be strike number 3 and out number 2. So a good bounce back inning here so far for this Mets pitcher. Righty winds and fires, gets the top side of the zone. Strike number 1. And goes kind of back to a similar spot. Surprised at how passive this batter has been. 0-2. 2 gone. That will be popped out to left field. Left fielder has a bead on it. He will wait for it to drop into his left hand, and that will retire the side. It is still 4-0. Castro, Santiago, and Span coming up for the Mets, trying to keep this game alive. It's down to the final, or the home half of the third inning. That one misses. I feel like we saw him, like, maybe it's a little more outside than we realized with our angle. That one's rolled over. Shortstop bobbles it, winds and fires in time by about half a step to get the out. He was definitely out. Some pretty bad breaks here for this Mets offense. Gonna bring up Ramon Santiago with 1 out. Looked like the Mets were going to get something going with 1 out in the last time they were up, but couldn't come up with anything. And that pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. That's in for a strike as well. Okay. 0-2. The righty winds, fires, thought about swinging, and he went. They're going to call him out on a check swing. That is just... oh, boy. I don't think he went, but third base umpire says he did, and it's 2 gone. Wow. We saw the Giants have a lot of bad luck in their home half of the third inning when they were trying to maybe figure out a comeback, but couldn't get anything going. We're seeing it a little bit here with the Mets. As Detroit 1 out away from securing this 4-0 victory. That will be lined out to left. The left fielder dives for it, but misses. He'll stop it first, but then turn around to go to second, then turns back around to go to first. It's a smart decision to go back to first. The left fielder didn't really get far enough away. I like the aggression while trying to, gauge whether or not they can go for it. So a little 2-out single. Keeps this game alive for Dustin Pedroia. He's going to take a hack at that one. First pitch goes, it goes foul, 0-1. That is going to get lined into left field. It'll get all the way to the wall. I don't know that they're going to have the speed to send him around third. No reason to be too aggressive. 1 run doesn't really matter. But out number 3 at the plate does end the game. So Pedroia puts a good swing on that. And the Mets have a little bit of something going here for Pablo Sandoval. 304 average. He has a home run. 5 RBI on the season. He will line that into left. That'll get down. 1 run will score. They'll send the runner around third. He will slide in safely. And the Mets have put up 2 here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. Sandoval with a 2 RBI, 2-out single. We're not out yet. Aubrey Huff He is the tying run. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's crushed. Oh my goodness, we have a tie game, everybody. Aubrey Huff with 2 gone in the bottom of the third raises the apple in center field. It is a 4-4 game. That'll bring in Hunter Pence, 1 for 1 with a single. That pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. He will line that up the middle for a single. So this Mets team is just keeps on going. Lyle Overbay is 1 for 1 with a single. Can the lefty send Mets fans home happy? Or are we going to go to the 4th? Let's find out. That pitch misses outside. 1-0. He will line this into center. Will they go first to third? Pence is around second. He will place himself 90 feet away as the game-winning run. Oh my goodness. And we thought the Mets had a long top of the second. He will not be able to do it. Oh, that's a brutal way to end it. We will head to the top of the 4th. The Mets 4, the Tigers 4, Venable, Hudson, Diaz coming up for Detroit in the top half of the 4th. As we head to extra innings here. That will roll over to the shortstop. He'll pick it cleanly, fire over to first, and that is out number 1. Perhaps just a little bit too excited with a runner in scoring, or with a runner on third to win the game. It sounded like he got under that one just a little bit. And then Detroit responds by driving one just kind of into the dirt to the shortstop. That strike is in, or pitch is in for a strike. That is foul. Ooh. Makes him move his feet. A little surprised that he didn't get hit by the pitch, but obviously a little tricky, or also a little tricky to see with the way the pitcher kind of covers the feet of the batter. That'll be rolled over to third base. He'll fire over to first with a strong throw, and that is out number 2. They will go to the bullpen to bring in a reliever. Chris Sampson, 11 games on record. 2-2. saves, one save, 7.36 ERA, 11 innings, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts for the right-handed pitcher. Matt Diaz is 1 for 1 with a single. He knocked in 2. Bases are empty right now with 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. That one stays high for a ball. That will be lined into left field, so greets the new arm with a hit. And I mean, a righty reliever does not really help the Mets here. This Detroit lineup is largely lefties or the switch hitters. It's mostly lefts. I think 2 switch hitters, 2 righties. But 1 on with 2 outs. That one is in for a strike. That one stays outside. Oops. Don't want to turn my phone off. 1-1, 2 gone. That one's rolled over for a 1-2 count. Foul at the first base line. Looking for one more strike to send it to the home half. Can't get it on that pitch. Well outside for ball 2. That 2-2 is going to be looped into left, but the left fielder makes the catch. So, that'll retire the side. Castro, Santiago, and Span. Hey, they were the guys who kind of got things started last time. And they will be your guys here in the bottom half of the 4th. Looking to send these fans home happy. Down 4 in the bottom of the 3rd. They were able to put up 4 runs with 2 outs. That one, oh my goodness, a brutal out, number 1. That's in for a strike. He'll roll this one up to the second baseman, and that will be out number 2. So, kind of what I was anticipating. It, for whatever reason, this game just doesn't always give you, like, runs in consecutive innings. So you're like, oh, okay, this game's going to run like a fairly normal time frame, and then the comebacks are exciting, but sometimes it's also like, that means we're going to get stuck here until like the 6th inning when it finally decides to go, all right, I guess someone can win now. Span thought about it. Looks like he held back his swing. Didn't matter because it was a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. He'll punch this one out to left, and that will do it. So, all right, we'll head to the 5th. Your dejected host. Well, we saw this the other day with the one game that took an hour to complete, and then Boston exploded in the top of the 6th inning. It's like, this doesn't need to be an hour. I think the best extra inning game that we had was the Yankees-Orioles game where the Yankees would like score and then the Orioles would they'd match and respond. That one stays outside for a ball. The righty winds and fires. That'll be lined into right field. Strong throw in, and that will be a leadoff single for the Detroit Tigers. Joe Mauer 0 for 2 on the day. He will punch this one into left field, foul. That is launched into center field. Does it have enough? Ooh, it's going to get past the center fielder. Mauer is hustling around to get to second. Through the base running off of the lead runner there. He's able to get to third with the slide, but that'll bring up Pedro Alvarez. 0 for 2. He does have a strikeout. Tons of ways to get this run in and take a lead. I take the lead in the top of the fifth. Nobody out. That'll be lined up the first base side. Foul. That one stays up high for a ball. That one's inside for a ball. Two and one, 2 runners in scoring position. Righty fires, and that is going to be hit out to center field. He'll have a beat on it, but it should score a run. Tags at second and third. Both advance, I should say, safely. And it'll be 5-4 Detroit. Missed the first play out there in center field in this inning, but able to make up for it on the second attempt. I think you'd probably like that first one a little more than the second, just based on the result. Ibanez 1 for 2 with a double. He came around to score. Like I mentioned last time he was up, he got this whole scoring thing started for the Detroit Tigers. And every time he's been up today, he's had 1 out. That one well inside for a ball. That's outside. Oof. Ibanez works a walk. So the Mets now having a long second, or a yeah, I guess they brought in this pitcher in the last inning, so it would be his second inning of work. That gets punched up the first baseline, foul. Right-hander misses low for a ball. So 1-1. Mets looking to get out of this just down a run. One gone, 1 run in here in the top of the 5th inning. That will be knocked out towards center. On the run, makes the catch. He'll tag at third. Center fielder throws it in. Pitcher does not relay it. And that will be 2 runs on 2 outs. 2 sac flies to give them a 6-4 lead here in extras. Mauer comes in to score. Ouch. Bopped my hand as that pitch is called a strike on the outside. That'll be rolled over. Second baseman scoops it up and fires over to first. Out number 3, but Detroit scores 2. It's 6-4 heading to the bottom of the 5th. 8 hits for each team. Pedroia, Sandoval, and Huff coming up for the Mets. Dustin Pedroia, 1 for 2 on the day, a double and a run. And almost stays fair, but rolls foul. 0-1. That's outside. One's inside. Almost gets him. Brushes him back. Pedroia not thrilled with it. MVP chance for Dustin Pedroia of the New York Mets. Rain down. That pitch misses low. And they will walk him. So Pedroia on base via the walk. See if they stick with this pitcher or if they want to get to the bullpen. They will go to the bullpen. They will bring in a left-handed pitcher. It's Randy Choate. Okay. 7 games, 0-2, 1 save. Near 5 ERA. 6.2 innings pitched, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts on the day or on the season for him. So they bring in the lefty. He'll fire high for a ball. That is smashed but foul. Oh my goodness. Way upper deck there. Tying run at the plate. We'll take a pitch outside. Good eye for a ball. Swung on and missed. Two and two. That one rolled over. Third baseman throws to second, turns to first, and that is another brutal double play for the New York Mets. Don't know why he stood and checked home for some reason, but able to get there in time. And just like that, the Mets are down to their final out. It's Aubrey Huff. He had the game-tying home run in the bottom of the third to make it 4-4. Now he faces the lefty, takes that pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Thought of, maybe he got him on the swing. It was a weird one. I guess either way, it's 1-1. Huff fires that into the crowd, into the stands. Not sure exactly which direction I wanted to go there. Makes it 1-2. That one stays outside. 2-2. He punches this one out towards center. It is off the top of the wall. Okay, so this game is still alive. Huff hustles for a double. Stand-up double. Huff with a couple of great swings here in the late stages of this one. Hunter Pence is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Opportunity to cut this lead to 1. A big swing over the fence ties this game. He'll take a strike. Oof, big swing on a pitch low and inside. 0-2. That stays out. And he'll dump that into center field. Huff comes around third, scores. So Hunter Pence down 3 for 3, 3 singles. And that last one getting an RBI to slice this lead down to 1. It's 6-5, excuse me. And the Mets will bring the game-winning run to the plate. Lyle Overbay also a 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Looking to keep this game alive. He takes a big hack at that one. 0-1. Ooh, just gets the outside edge right there. Mets down to their final strike. 1 on, 2 outs. It's a 6-5 game in extras. Here's the pitch from the lefty. It's foul up the first base line. They will check on the runner at first. Safe, as they always are. Files that one away to stay alive. Ooh, it's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. That will do it. Not the best way to lose the game with the bat on your shoulder. But the Tigers survive. They were up 4-0 going into the bottom of the third. The Mets score 4 to take it to extra innings. And they're able to score 2 in the top of the 5th. A funky game here in New York. Orlando Hudson 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. He is your player of the game. Ian Kennedy gets the win, improves to 3-2. Chris Sampson drops to 2-3. Randy Choate gets his second save of the season, and Aubrey Huff picks up his first home run with the Mets. It was a game-tying 2-run smash. Detroit wins the series 2-1, even though the Mets had the only home run the Mets had was in that game that we just watched. Fairly even series from what we can tell just from these stats. And that will do it for game number 1 today. White Sox and Reds is the next one up as we get rolling into game number 2. Boof Bonzer. Hell yeah. Boof. And Joe Blanton. Don't look at Joe Blanton's stats, because they aren't looking very good. I think just based on that, you might like you might pick Cincinnati for this one. But we do welcome you to Cincinnati for game 2 of our quadruple header. Chicago White Sox are 10-14. The Cincinnati Reds are 13-11 in a busy NL Central. Here's the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. It is all righties except for that bottom switch hitting Jed Lowry. B.J. Upton in center gets things led off. Maglio Ordonez in right. Albert Pujols at first. Terry Evans in left. Scott Rowland at third. Yorvet Torrealba is the catcher. Ben Francisco is the designated hitter. Sean spells his name correctly. Rodriguez at second. And Jed Lowry, I mentioned, switch hitting shortstop. And that is your Chicago White Sox starting lineup, presented to you by State Farm. Boof Bonzer is 3-1 with a 4.22 ERA, 4 games with 10.2 innings pitched, 13.45 hits, walks, and strikeouts. B.J. Upton has 6 stolen bases. This is the guy you want to get on the base paths and let him just have some fun, huh? As we get ready to get underway. It's an all-righty lineup to a right-handed pitcher, which I thought was interesting. That pitch is inside, so not a great start here. Two and 0. That gets the corner for a strike. Makes it 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. That pitch in the dirt, but blocked nicely. Not that it really mattered. Does make the count 3-2, so payoff pitch upcoming. He will put a charge into that one into center field. So a leadoff single here for the Chicago White Sox. And that's good because we pointed out the stolen bases. He had 6 of them. Maybe 8 of them if the graphics are really that bad. Do they put him in motion? Gets the corner on the outside to Maglio Ordonez. 0-1. That is rolled over. Oh and 2. They have not put him in motion, which I'm a little surprised by. I mean, 6 stolen bases in 24 games or whatever is a quarter. Quarter of the games he is racking up a successful stolen base. Unless he has those kind of funky Brett Gardner Mariners stats where he has 3 in 1 game or whatever. I still keep him at first. Again, a nice block by the catcher. And that time it did matter with the runner on. 2 and 2 to Ordonez. He swings and misses on a pitch that looked like it was outside of the zone. That'll set him down for out number 1. And we will get that swing track just early on the 90-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball. And it is notably off the plate. Probably about a ball wide. That'll bring in Albert Pujols. He led the National League with 1 home run. In for a strike. Still have not put that runner in motion yet. Here comes the 0-1. Pujols puts a pretty good... Able to get to it, I should say, with it jammed inside a little. Here comes the 0-2. This will be caught in left field, so the runner will retreat to first, and there'll be 2 gone after the leadoff single. Here's Terry Evans. Ooh. I think you got to let that one go. It's well inside. Strike 1. That'll be punched up the left field line. It stays fair. They will run first to third. Safe. Wasn't going to be a force out, so had to apply the tag and did not. Scott Rowland playing in his true home stadium as the away man. 2 on, 2 out. A lot of bat wiggle for him. That is in for a strike. That is in for strike 2. Pitcher's ready and fires. That one gets him swinging and missing. My goodness. Chicago's able to get a leadoff single, and they get a 2-out single that advances the runner to third, but can't do anything with it. Cincinnati will come up with Urady Sizemore leading things off. The center fielder will bat lefty. Michael Young at third. Nelson Rad Cruz in right. Ty Wigington at first base. Logan Morrison in left. Daniel Murphy at second. Ryan Spielborough's designated hitter. J.P. Arancibia is the catcher. And Starlin Castro at shortstop. That is your Cincinnati Reds starting lineup. Joe Blanton is the right-handed starter for the White Sox. 0-4, 3.86 ERA, 4 games with 11.2 innings pitched, 18-2, but does have double-digit strikeouts, I noticed. 18-2-12, so not the worst. Kind of 20-12, like base runners to strikeouts. Grady Sizemore's getting us the lead off with a 370 average. Ready winds and fires. That misses low for a ball. 1-0. Sizemore swings on that one, but spoils it foul. 1-1. That one stayed high. Two and one. That one rolled to the second baseman who makes a sliding stop. Nice pick at first with the one-hop scoop. Not the cleanest play in the world, but pretty impressive. A good sliding catch to a good snag. Michael Young steps in. He does not go. Unnecessary dramatics from that first base umpire, as we waited with bated breath for him to say he didn't go. So that'll be a ball on the outside. That one stays outside as well. 2-0. That is in for a strike. That is low for a ball. So some good takes here to make the count 3-1, which is typically where the batters like to switch their aggressiveness to just full on. He is able to hold it back, and it feels like every time I say it, it's a commentator's curse. They just do the opposite of what I'm saying they're going to do. That was a pretty easy take, though. And that will put a runner on via the walk, which he didn't have a ton of. So the rare walk issued. Not quite as rare as Jake Arrieta in yesterday's Royals game. 1 on, 1 out for Nelson Rad Cruz. He will roll that over. Third baseman dives. He'll get the out at second, but not at first. Good hustle up the first baseline. It's a nice stop to at least get an out and erase the walk. Ty Wigington steps up to the plate. That's outside for a ball. That one's fouled away. 1-1. 2 gone. They put the runner in motion, swung on, and it is an out. They catch Nelson Cruz trying to steal, and it's kind of the funky play that we saw yesterday. And it might not be quite as bad, where they caught it like inside his body, and then it was like, well, that's an out. Torrielby, Francisco, and Rodriguez coming up for the White Sox here in the top half of the second. No hits for the Reds, but they still stranded one because of the walk. That number 4 hitter is going to get another look at that pitcher because he was still up to bat when the third out happened. So Torrielba takes a big old swing at that one, and Misses. 0-1 now. That's inside for a ball. That gets the outside corner. Oh my goodness. That makes it 1-2. Pitcher winds and fires the 1-2. It's hit. Looked like it was off the end of the bat into right field, and that will be out number 1. Ben Francisco, the .333 average. 1 home run, 3 RBI, 3 stolen bases. And that pitch on the inside part of the plate. The righty winds and fires low. Two and 0. That one misses as well. 3-0. Takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate, makes it 3-1. And misses that one low. So just kind of took a look at all of those pitches and worked himself a walk. So that'll put a runner on first with just one gone. Sean Rodriguez. You're going to put that runner in motion. The throw down to second is in time for the out. So the walk is erased immediately on the first pitch of the at-bat. Nice throw. And the tag obviously in time. So 2 gone. Changes things a little bit here for Sean. Spells his name correctly. Rodriguez at the plate. We'll take a pitch outside. Just as far as the pitching mechanics and not having to be in the stretch. Trying to manufacture something on the base paths, but it bites the White Sox in the behind this time around. He gets a strike on the outside. That one's fouled away. One and two gone. That one is hit weakly up the first base line. It'll be in foul territory for out number 3. So the White Sox are able to get a walk, but erased immediately with the attempted steal. Wigington, Morrison, and Murphy. Wigington will return to the batter's box, I should say, because he was out when they threw over, or when they threw down to second. So pitch misses to make it 1-0. That one is hit weakly, just in front of home plate as it winds its way into the glove of the catcher, and that will be out number 1. Logan Morrison, he has a 400 average. 6 RBI, a stolen base, and a home run on the season. Oof, Morrison takes a big looping curveball for a strike just on the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. That gets the bottom of the zone for a strike. Strike 2. Swung on and missed on the outside. So, Morrison set down on strikes, and that'll be out number 2. Daniel Murphy steps in. Looking to get something going here. Reds still hitless. Only base runner was a walk. White Sox aren't doing that much better with a couple of hits, but they weren't able to do anything with it. That pitch stays up high for a ball. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That'll be smashed into left. That'll be the first hit of the day for the Reds. It'll be a 2-out single as the throw comes into second. He was never going to make it there or really even try. Just a nice swing on that one. Ryan Spielbors. Spielbars. Oh man, that one, the way it was right down the middle. Strike 1. That's inside. That one stays up high. The 2-1 is hit to third base. He will fire over to first. It fires high. That is going to allow the runner to advance. I, for some reason, could not get the word high out of my mouth. He fires it high, and it's going to be an error. Aaron Sebia steps in with an opportunity to get a 1-run lead. The bottom of the second, that one is inside for ball 1. Wow. Things getting interesting all of a sudden here. It looked like it was going to be a fairly routine play, but just yeeted it over the first baseman's head. That one gets the strike at the top of the zone. That is foul up the third base line. Here comes the 1-2. Ooh, we thought about swinging. No appeal down to first. He'll see another. It's 2-2 with 2 gone. 2 runners on here in the bottom of the second. No score. Go ahead, run 90 feet away and takes that pitch outside. 3-2. We're going to put the runner in motion to second. That one's foul up the third base line. So he'll see another. Swung on and missed. So can't take advantage of the error. And we will head to the top of the third, scoreless here in Cincinnati. 2 hits for the White Sox, 1 for the Reds. And then the 1 error for the White Sox kept that inning alive a little longer than they wanted it to. Jed Lowry with a .200 average, stepping up. See if anybody can get anything going here in the top of the third, or if we have another extra innings game brewing. That pitch misses for a 1-0 count. That gets the strike call. That one is off the end of the bat. Able to get a little bit under it, but it's a routine fly out to left field. B.J. Upton's 1 for 1 with a single. That missed low. That is in for a strike. It's like a pretty hittable location there for Upton, but a take is a take, and it is 1-1. Pitch is in. Here comes the 1-2. Upton with a good take there. Good eye. That one sailed well outside. That one stays high. Another good take by Upton. Good evening. Unsure how long I'll stay awake, but hello for now. Hello for now. Thanks for stopping by. Here comes the payoff pitch with 1 away to Upton. Fouls that one away, and we'll see another. It was right on the edge of the zone, so don't leave your fate in the umpire's hand. Put a swing on it, stay alive on your own terms. That one is hit foul. That is foul, but the other way. Upton with a couple of good takes. Upton with a few good swings to stay alive. Here's yet another payoff pitch. And he will put this one into left field. It's a diving effort, but could not come up with the catch. It was probably going to be a double either way. He was going for the diving catch. It wasn't like he was coming flat at it rather than trying to go deep and come back behind it. Maglio Ordonez with an opportunity to knock in a go-ahead run late in this one. They put the runner in motion, and that is absolutely the worst. Oh my goodness. He's not even close. It's not even close, and that wastes a leadoff double. Oh, sorry, a one-out double. I apologize. Ordonez, they cost themselves a run. That's into left field all the way to the wall. Ordonez heads into second with a stand-up double. Would be a 1-0 White Sox lead, but The runner cut down with an unnecessary attempted steal of third. Wow. Brutal. Albert Pujols steps in. Now he has an opportunity to drive in a run. A little less wiggle room to work with. 2 gone. Swing and a miss. A big hack at that one, and that is a strike. 0-1. Oh my goodness, another big swing there from Pujols. Good pitches. Just have him really aggressive right now. It's 0-2. Oh, and he went high in the zone. The catcher lunges, can't come up with it. That one stays outside. Finally a take from Pujols. 2 very aggressive swings. One maybe a little more on the defensive side, but not good by any stretch. Finally takes that outside. 1-2. And they get him. They jam him inside, and that will do it. What should be a 1-0 White Sox lead instead is a 0-0 game heading to the home half of the third. Starlin Castro. He's batting .333. Has a stolen base with 7 RBI. That will get punched out to right center field. It'll be a single to lead things off in the home half. Good swing by Castro. And a good job defensively by the White Sox to make sure that that's not any worse than it was going to be. It was going to be a single. Let it be a single. Don't let all hell break loose now. That is crushed out to center field. It is going. It is going. It is at the wall. Gone. A walk-off home run for the Cincinnati Reds. Wow. The Reds win 2-0. Starlin Castro was a good play. He's a name I recognize. A little better than some of the guys in this era. So it turns out the whole steal situation didn't really matter. It was going to be a Cincinnati win regardless. Boof Bonser, he gets the win. He's your player of the game. 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. 4-1 now. Joe Blanton falls to 0-5. Sizemore with his third home run of the season, and it is a walk-off home run against the White Sox. Cincinnati with that swing not only wins the game, but they win the series. Wow, they had an ERA of .75. Chicago a little higher at 2.79. And we see the lone home run in the game that we watch, which is interesting. All right. We will head now down to, I believe it's San Diego is next. Yes, Athletics and Padres. But let's get you caught up on a couple of games that happened before that I forgot to make note of. The Braves over the Guardians 1-0. Nationals over the Red Sox 7-3. Tigers beat the Mets 6-5 in a game that we watched in extras. Then we watched the White Sox fall to the Reds. We will scroll down just a little bit. Athletics Padres. One of 2 wheel spin games because we had a couple of gaps to fill. And that'll be game number 3. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate it. If you are enjoying it, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. Helps the stream, helps the channel. And if you want more, be sure to subscribe. We're getting ready for game number 3. It's the Athletics and the Padres in San Diego. San Francisco and Seattle, number 12 and number 13. We'll head to Seattle to see the Phillies and the Mariners coming up next. Well, welcome to Petco Park, 10 and 14. Oakland taking on 10 and 15 San Diego. Jacoby Ellsbury is going to lead things off for the Athletics, the center fielder. Vlad Guerrero in the 2 spot in right field. Kevin Youkilis at third. Adam Lind starts a little line of lefties at first. Hideki Matsui in left. Kaahue, the designated hitter. Clinton Barnes, the shortstop. Jose Lopez at second. And Brian Schneider is the catcher. Josh Johnson, the righty, is going to be up for San Diego, 1-4 with an 8.49 ERA, 5 games, 11.2 innings pitched, 17, 4, and 11 hits, walks, and strikeouts. So Ellsbury gets ready to look at the first pitch from the right-handed pitcher. He's going to flare this one foul. Aggressive first pitch swing as we're underway here in San Diego. Thought about swing, maybe a bunt. I don't know what was going on there. Funky bat animation, but either way, able to hold it back or get it back, and it is a ball outside. That will be lined out to left field, or center field, excuse me, and the center fielder is there to make the catch. 1 away. Vladimir Guerrero batting .410. No home runs for him yet this season. Does have 4 RBI. And he'll drill that one right up the middle. So center fielder already with a busy afternoon in this one. Made a catch. Now has to field that one. And the 1-out single from Guerrero. Kevin Youkilis, a solo home run on the season, just as in 1, 4 RBI. Gets the strike on the outside corner. That makes it 0-1. That will be drilled up the ground ball in between in the gap. Hit it where they ain't, I guess. So Youkilis with a single. Makes it 2 on, 1 out. Adam Lind, double-digit RBI. Hits it through the gap was kind of what I was thinking. You just now realizing how off the colors are of the helmet and the jersey. That's a strike at the bottom part of the zone. That one sails inside. Doesn't get him, but is a ball. One and one out. Couple runners on here for the Athletics. There's a big swing and a miss and a pitch on the outside. Here comes the 1-2, rolled foul up the first base line. Oh, a big swing and a miss. Just kept kind of working that outside part of the plate. Got him into what appeared to be a little bit of an auto swing mode. Hideki Matsui. I think he has another home run since the last time we saw him hit a walk-off at home. He will roll this to the shortstop. He will go the long way to first. It is in time for out number 3. Oakland picks up a couple of hits but can't do anything with it. San Diego coming up for the home half of the first. No score. Andrew McCutcheon, the center fielder, will lead things off. MLB 13, the show cover athlete. Designated hitter Ryan Sweeney follows. David Wright at third. Justin Upton in right field. Jared Santalamacchia, the catcher. James Maloney at first. Bobby Abreu in left. J.J. Hardy at shortstop. Brendan Ryan over at second. So they would have 2 cover athletes on this team. We have Vlad Guerrero represented on Oakland. So 3 Sony Baseball cover athletes represented in this game. 1-3 R.A. Dickey's record is. 5.40 ERA in 4 games. 10 innings pitched. 8.44 hits, walks, and strikeouts. And then we saw Pujols in one of the other games with the White Sox. He was on a cover of MVP. It's the cover athlete day, apparently. Oof. That is a funky looking pitch to get things started, but it sails outside and the hitter is ahead 1-0. It's just how Dickey pitches. There's something about it that looks like it's a position player. You have Kike Hernandez on there. Well, he's pitched 3 balls, and it's now a 3-0 count. See how aggressive McCutcheon wants to be. He will take ball 4 up high. 4-pitch walks, not the most common thing. They're already going to come out and talk to him. Hey, dude, you look like a position player? Like, are you okay? They will put the runner in motion. He is out. He is out. We just keep seeing people wasting walks, trying to force some offense, and it's a good throw from the catcher, and Dickey just does not look like he has it. It's 5 straight balls. If you're San Diego, you have to just wait for him to throw a strike. Maybe got a little excited on that one because that looked like it was going to be at a more hittable location than it actually ended up being. David Wright, 10 RBI on the season with a 3.06 average. That'll be lined up the middle for a hit. That'll put a runner on first. So I guess the stolen base attempt didn't really matter because they would have likely hit into a double play anyway. But the Padres pick up their first hit, and it'll bring in Justin Upton. He apparently was second on the Diamondbacks, and they showed his stats for 0 stolen bases so far this season. Oh, boy. Did not try to crush that one. Dickey fires over to first. Maybe his most aggressive throw all day. And it's to check on the runner who gets back safely. That one sails well outside. Now put another runner in motion. That one works, and it wasn't because he got like a good jump or anything. It was simply because the pitch was really bad. Bounces in the dirt. The catcher doesn't even have an opportunity to try to throw down to second. So a runner in scoring position, a 3-1 count, and 2 gone here for San Diego. And a nice take inside for ball 4. Jared Saltalamacchia, 3 home runs, 10 RBI, a .313 average. That's what you're looking for on some of those pitches. They are going to send him around third. The throw is pretty solid. The relay is a little late. He's safe at the plate. And just a nice firm swing on a pitch that he's been throwing all day in hittable locations. You're just waiting to see one of the batters turn it around on him. James Loney will step in. I don't understand. Is that how R.A. Dickey throws this ball? Everything just looks so slow and hittable. Rolls over. That is out number 3. Keila Kaiahui. He'll lead things off. The Padres able to score 1 as we head to the top of the second. Yeah, definitely this pitcher throwing a lot harder. That is a nice pitch for a strike to get ahead of this batter. 0-1. That's in for strike number 2. That'll be rolled over. Third baseman scoops it cleanly, fires over to first, and that is an out. Glenn Barham is stepping in as the next man up in the top of the second. He'll get under that one, pops it up to the third baseman. Waits under it, and quickly a couple away here for Oakland in this top half of the second inning. And that pitch is in for a strike. Big swing and a miss. That makes it 0-2 with 2 gone. See if he can finish off a bit of a quick inning. He can. That's strike 3. The Athletics go 1-2-3, and San Diego will take their 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Abreu, Hardy, and Ryan go Mariners. Coming up for the Padres, and Bobby Abreu with that .214 average is going to lead it off. Ooh, wow. Just slice that one away from the third baseman. He is going to push his luck, speeding around first, sliding into second. And that is a hustle double. Just got enough of it. This pitcher throwing just such a bizarre looking pitches all game long. I'm surprised. Obviously, San Diego's done a good job not being too aggressive because a lot of them haven't been in the zone, but there are times where you're kind of surprised with how not aggressive they are because they look like they're so hittable. They haven't really been able to get a ton under it. They've had a couple of singles now. Oof. Ooh, that's the one that's kind of where you're like, okay, can I track this and figure it out? Says the man who lost the World Series to the Reds. Here comes the 1-1. That misses well inside. Two and 1. Misses low. Like, those are some good takes, but you'd like to see a little bit more aggression on that pitch that kind of stays up. But those are the pitches that can sometimes give me a lot of trouble, because if you throw one of those curveballs in, then all of a sudden I'm swinging at fastballs that I think might drop into the zone. Funky video board, by the way, on the right side. He will tag at second as the center fielder with a strong throw. Relay from the shortstop is late safe at third. Brendan Ryan with his .300 average. Stepping in. That one misses low. So an insurance run 90 feet away here for the Padres. That pitch misses outside. Big movement, but nothing going on. Swing-wise, 2-0. That is smashed up the third baseline, but foul. Early on it, and couldn't keep it fair. That one goes to the third baseman. They are going to try at home. He's going to be out. A good job to spin out of the way of the contact. Applies the tag, and it'll stay 2-0. Kind of just pulled the... Andrew McCutchen worked a walk, but got thrown out at second on a steal attempt. See what he wants to do here. 2 away for San Diego. I think you would have liked them to not do what they did. Like, I know that animation, that mechanic, or the style of the game at the time, it's there, but you're going to invite a collision between your player and a padded catcher? Like, just go back to third. See if you can live to play another at-bat. Because if McCutchen can get something in, we saw this happen to Chicago. If McCutchen can get something into the outfield here, could have been a 2-0 lead. How does that affect the rest of this game? McCutchen instead rolls over it to the second baseman. He fires over to first, and that is out number 3. Schneider, Ellsbury, and Guerrero Coming up for the Oakland Athletics, they only have 2 hits on the day. What can they do here in the top of the third? First inning, they were able to get a couple of hits. They got shut down in that second inning. What's next? The righty works and fires. That one misses for a ball. And the righty winds and fires. That one's hit well, but foul. And this one gets a charge put into it. It is going. It is going. It is caught at the wall. Thought that might have a chance to get out, but just missed it. That'll bring in Jacoby Ellsbury. He steps in with 1 away. 1-0 San Diego, so not a lot of wiggle room here for the Padres. The righty fires that one high. Maybe like to see just a smidge more aggression here. 2-0. That's in for a strike. Two and one. And that pitch gets the bottom of the zone. I don't know about that one, but umpire gives him the call, and it's 2-2. That one missed well low, so a good job by Ellsbury to stay alive here. Full count with 1 gone. And gets him on the outside. It's a really nice pitch. Got to see just a little more aggression from the batter there. Started outside and just broke over the outside part. It's a called strike 3, and that is out number 2 for the Athletics. Vlad Guerrero steps in. He's 1 for 1 with a single. That one stays out for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That is hit well but foul, or at least a good sound off the bat but foul. 1-1. And that's going to get rolled to the shortstop. He fires off his back foot. The 1 hop to first is out, or in time for the out. And that will do it. Padres escape 1-0. And they kind of bailed me out here a little bit because we had the really long game go through 5, and this one is literally half as long. Phew. Josh Johnson, your player of the game. 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. He gets the win, improves to 2-4. R.A. Dickey falls to 1-4. Feels like he probably should have given up a lot more, but just the 1 run. The offense couldn't get anything going. The Padres win the series 2-1. They had a better average, but fewer at-bats. Same number of hits. Oakland had the home runs. Some funky stats there. We're going to head to Seattle. Phillies Mariners is our final game of the day. We will get caught up on some scores here. Angels over the Pirates 1-0. Marlins over the Royals 1-0. Rockies take care of the Rays 2-0. Dodgers over the Rangers 3-1. We just watched that game. So Yankees-Giants is the only other game to take a look at. It'll be 2-0 Yankees. Oops. And we don't want anything. Here's a look at your AL West standings. Mariners on top 14 and 10. 2.5 games ahead of the Rangers. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up if you're having a good time with it. If you'd like more, streaming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday inside MLB 11, the show, and various other content going up throughout the week. So best time to do that is when it's loading and nothing exciting is happening. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Welcome on into Safeco Field. Home of the Mariners, the Philadelphia Phillies are 17-7. Been one of the best teams in baseball all season long. The Mariners have been surprisingly good at 14-10. This is the third game of a 3-game set. It's a series deciding game 3. Each team has one game. We watched the Phillies dominate 6-0, and then the Mariners won yesterday when we did not watch. Oh, didn't actually mean to do that. Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder, will be leading off for the Philadelphia Phillies. Gregor Blanco, the designated hitter, is next. Justin Morneau at first. Fred Lewis in left. Jorge Posada, the catcher. Andres Torres, the center fielder. And that would conclude 6 straight batters from the left-hand side. Ronnie Belliard is a righty. Romero Pena, the shortstop. Brandon Ainge, the third baseman. So only 2 true righties, which will be a difficult situation for what will likely be a right-handed starting pitcher for the Mariners. And it is. It's Jeff Neiman. He's 2-1. He has a 5.40 ERA. 4 games with 10 innings pitched, and 9 hits, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. Here's your defensive lineup for Seattle. Our 4th and final game of the day will be led off by Shin-Soo Choo. The righty winds and fires, and that'll be a strike on the inside. And we are underway here in Seattle. 4th game of 4 today. One of the better series that's happening right now. You'd have the Phillies, you'd have the Rockies, you would have the Yankees. Kind of pulling away the top 3 teams. The Royals and the Marlins and the Mariners would also be kind of up in that like second tier. The previous 3 teams that I mentioned all have under 10 losses. The Mariners, Marlins, and Royals all have 10-11. So it's not the largest margin of not the largest difference in the world, but it is a difference. The righty misses the zone on that one. 2-2 now the count. Looking for strike 3. Choo knocks that out to center or left field. Goodness gracious. It's getting late here. It's not that late, but it was a long weekend, but it was also a bit of a busy weekend. Maybe that's one of the things I realize is, like, get a little older. It's not, the holidays aren't as relaxing as you might think they would be. Strike on the outside part of the plate. You're doing stuff. You're doing good stuff. You're doing fulfilling stuff. But it also still is like, oh, shoot. We're going here. We're going there. We're doing this. That is at the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. Or 0-2, excuse me. Strike 2. That one's going to be rolled over. Shortstop picks it and flips it over to first. That'll be out number 2, and it'll bring in Justin Morneau. seem to have a little bit more of like individualized syllables of like Morno, where it's Morno. That doesn't get the call. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me, especially with some of the wideness of the zones that's been happening throughout the day. That makes it 1-0 with 2 outs. Strike is in on the inside. That is hit well up the third baseline, but foul. Got that ugly part of the stadium here in Safeco with that scoreboard needing to hit it over for the home run. That one's fouled away. When we do the spring training games, we play a bunch of games in old Safeco, and it's like, oh man, that's unfortunate that is the way it is. Pitch gets away, but it doesn't matter. There's nobody on base. 2-2 with 2 away. Top first. And they misses low yet again. So good eye here from the Phillies bats. Morno. He'll golf this one into left field, but Brett Gardner is there for the out. No hits, no runs. Seattle coming up in the home half. Led off by Brett Gardner in left. Kurt Suzuki at catcher. Ichiro out in right field. Aramis? Ramirez at third. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace, a designated hitter. Aramis. There it is. I knew it. Just had to take a second. Aramis Ramirez at third. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace at DH. Reed Brignac, shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Melky Cabrera out in center field. Lefty heavy lineup for the Mariners with the bonus switch hitter. Only 3 true righties in the lineup. And they will be facing right-hander Carlos Silva, 2-1 with a 3.97 ERA. 4 games, 11.1 innings pitched. 9 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts on the season. We're getting better at that. We're improving. Our pronunciation is improving. The walks, hits, strikeouts. Hits, walks, strikeouts. I just talked about how I was improving and then I goofed that up. Frickin' frick. So Brett Gardner will step in. And he will punch this one into right field. Finds the gap between the second and first baseman. And just like that, a leadoff hit. Now Gardner's an interesting guy to watch because he does have some steals and he has some speed. So we'll see if the Mariners want to put him in motion with Suzuki at the dish. Does have a home run on the season. We saw Gardner with a couple of steals against Detroit. They do a little pitch out work there, and it'll be 1-0. They'll put Gardner in motion. Gardner is going to be out. It's another throw that's so bad it's good. It's the second or third time that we've seen this. But look how far off the bag it's going to pull him. He is going to catch that ball in Brett Gardner's crotch. Okay? In his crotch. As I have to fight this stupid camera. And that is going to qualify as an out. I guess we can... Okay, alright. This controller gets worse by the day, everybody. If anybody needs a Christmas gift, there you go. There's your thumbnail. That's an out. Because the hitboxes are weird. One scoop, 3 balls. And that is an out. So they do what I thought they would do with Brett Gardner, put him in motion. It kind of bites him. Just because of the hit detection in this game is very weird. Suzuki puts a charge into that one and it's foul. That gets a call on the outside. Strike 2. Two and 2. 1 gone. Suzuki with a big hack on that one. Misses. It's strike 3, and he'll go down swinging. So 2 away here for the Mariners in the bottom of the first. Ichiro steps in. It's a strike at the bottom part of the zone. It's 0-1. Oh, that one kind of drifted a little more over the plate, and it is strike 2. Big swing and a miss on that one, and Ichiro's down on strikes. Good pitching from the Phillies, and it'll be 1 hit that was erased with the stolen base attempt. It'll be Lewis, Posada, and Torres coming up for the Philadelphia Phillies in a scoreless game in Seattle. That missed low and inside. That is strike. Pretty hittable location. 1-1. Shakes the catcher off. Readies, winds, and fires. That is smashed up the first base side, foul. Here comes the 1-2. That's way inside. Not sure how he didn't get a hit by pitch, but I guess whatever. Again, game's hit detection is very funky. That misses low and in the dirt. Here comes the full count. That'll be lined up the first base side, foul. Oh, they're going to call it strike 3 on the outside corner. Not sure if they call it on the swing or on the pitch. Either way, he is down. Might have gone. But also with, I don't know, I feel like sometimes the game tries to cover up for its umpires. Conspiracy Theories of MLB 11, the show in 2025, I think. That was not a good pitch. Posada takes that for strike 1. Catcher was set up well into the other batter's box, and then it just went the complete wrong way. So 0-1, 1 gone. That is lined up the middle to center field. And it'll be a hit. So Posada gets things started for the Phillies here in the second with a hit. 1 gone. We might have seen this story before, back in that Mets-Tigers game. That's a strike at the bottom part of the zone. Ooh, man. Fouled that one away, but it was Not the pitch you're looking for if you are the Mariners pitching staff. Here comes the 0-2. That one sails outside. It's 1-2. And a big swing and a miss. So just kind of kept, he stuck with that outside part of the plate. Just kept going to it. Got the swings and misses and gets out number 2. The righty steps in and gets a strike called on him inside. 0-1. That one way too far. Not even close. Not competitive in any way, shape, or form. 1-1. 2 gone. That one misses as well. That is hit, but foul. Two and two gone. That one's rolled over. Pitcher picks it up on along the third base side. He fires in time. That is out number 3. A little surprising. Again, it's one of those plays where you probably want the third baseman to come take a look at it, but Ramirez, Hafner, and Wallace are coming up for the Mariners. It is out number 3. Can we take a look at the replay? Was it an out? I mean, it's as close as it gets. Maybe that foot just too high on the little gap there between the foot and the bag. I mean, they called it an out. We have seen some bad calls. I will say that it's not like this game is clean umpiring. I think it was a Giants game where the Giants got kind of. And we saw the Mariners game against the St. Louis Cardinals, foul up the first base side. We saw the Mariners game where that got real weird offensively. That is foul. That is a heater going into the crowd. So 0-2, foul balls up each side of the ballpark. That one stays foul again. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 foul balls, and an 0-2 count. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the second. It's game number 4 today. That one stays outside. Fouls that one off. We'll do it all over again. 1-2. That was the 4th foul ball of the at-bat. And gets him to swing and miss on that one. It's just really had him in swing mode from the beginning there. 3 foul balls in a row before taking a pitch. And then right back to swinging. Goes back to a similar location and just drops it lower. And that is a swing and a miss. Travis Hafner. That is somehow in for a strike. That looked inside to us. Or inside to me. Hafner looks at an 0-1 now. After an interesting call from the umpire. And he will get under this one as it's going to stay high in the air. He'll make the big turn at first just in case. But The sure-handed right fielder puts it away for out number 2. Shin-Soo Choo with the putout. And Brett Wallace, 393 average. That is smashed out to center. Center fielder is chasing. He's on the warning track, and it drops into the glove. So a good charge into it, but not enough to get out of the ballpark. We will head to the top of the third. It's still no score. Ramiro. Ramiro steps in. We're in the top half of the third, no score. That one will be dribbled into center field. The shortstop dives over the top of it. It'll be a leadoff single for the Philadelphia Phillies. Nice piece of contact there. That one stays outside and misses for a ball. The umpire apparently being framed for murder. That is in for a strike. 1-1. Gets it at the bottom of the zone. Looks like maybe a dangerous pitch if he leaves that up. Oh boy, but does get some nice movement on it and drops it in at the knees for strike 2. 1-2. Nobody gone, 1 on. And gets the swing and the miss. So pitcher here for the Mariners has done a nice job. He's given up a hit and then immediately been able to get the strikeout after it. Good job bouncing back. Shin-Soo Choo steps in for his second at-bat of the day. He's 0 for. And again, goes to that big movement pitch and just getting it at the knees for the strike. That misses low. Good eye by the batter. Makes it 1-1. Ooh, boy. If he could have held back just a little bit on that one, could be a 2-0 Phillies lead, but instead it's just a foul ball. Makes the count 1-2. Pitcher's getting a little bold, kind of looks like he's trying to get those movement pitches to drop in again, but they don't quite have the movement all of a sudden. Here's another 1-2. That one stays low to make it 2-2. Just going to check on the runner at first in safely. Still 0 successful pickoff attempts. Here comes the 2-2. That stays inside to fill up the count. Payoff pitch on its way, and it's going to be hit over to first, back to second, over to first again, safe. We saw a similar kind of play in one of the games today where that just the pitcher maybe just a slow covering, or the batter just is just fast enough. But those 1 out at a time innings can sometimes crush the defense. We'll see what happens here. Phillies stay alive in the top of the third and get the ball call there, as he's not able to get the bottom of the zone. In for a strike. One and one. 2 gone here, top 3. They are putting a runner in motion. The throw is in time for out number 3. So the Phillies trying to manufacture a little bit of offense with 2 outs in the third. Instead, it ends their frame. Their half of the frame, I should say. Brignac, Kinsler, and Cabrera coming up for the Mariners. Brignac with a big swing and a foul ball there. So 0-1. That gets in for a strike, 0-2. Good take there on the outside, as that is a ball. Ready with a 1-2. That is crushed into right field. It's going to get down and get to the ball. Hill round first. Shin-Soo Choo with a strong throw into second. It's a slide, and he is safe. So, a leadoff double for the Mariners puts the winning run in scoring position. And that'll bring up Ian Kinsler, 303. Could look at RBI number 9 or RBIs 9 and 10 if he can get this out of the ballpark. Nobody out. He's going to punch this into left field. They're going to hold him at third. So Kinsler advances the runner. And the Mariners are 90 feet away from winning this game against the Phillies and winning this series against the Phillies. Melky Cabrera. What a time for him to come up with his first RBI. All kinds of ways to get this run in with nobody out. That one stays outside. Ball 1, little pitch out there. Playing at the cut of the grass. They will go home first. Hopefully we don't see what we saw earlier. I think it was the Athletics or the Padres. You don't need to try and induce contact for no reason. The righty winds and fires that inside. Three and 0. That's an automatic strike. That is a dangerous place to leave that pitch. But it works. 3 and 1. Three and 2 on the inside. Just gets the edge there. He'll punch this up the middle, and the Mariners will win. They find the gap. It's 1-0 your final here. He threw 3 strikes in a row. Cabrera is able to punch it up the middle. And the Mariners win this one 1-0. It's the bottom of the lineup that comes up big for Seattle. Jeff Neiman, your player of the game, 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts on his line for the pitcher. He improves to 3-1 while Carlos Silva falls to 2-2. Mariners pick up a big win over the Philadelphia Phillies with a score of 1-0. They win the series 2-1, despite having far fewer at-bats, being out-hit, a lower average. They had no home runs in the series, a higher ERA. I mean, granted, the 6-0 game for the Philadelphia Phillies like really inflates some of those Mariners numbers, especially that ERA. But hey, they're able to kind of do what Seattle does currently. Like, they're not necessarily running people out of the buildings, but they're able to win some close games here and there. And that will do it for today's action. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Last game that we needed to double check on was that Yankees-Giants game. It was Yankees 2, Giants 0. Phillies have 17 wins. The Yankees have 16 wins. And the Rockies have 17 wins. Those were kind of your upper echelon teams there. I think you could put the Mariners, the Mariners, Royals, and maybe the Marlins kind of in that second tier. Pirates are up there, 11 losses. But there you have it. Oh, you have to give the Reds some respect at 14-11. But that'll do it for today. We had the one really long game, and thankfully a couple of shorter games. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll get a save here, and I'll give you the little outro. Again, stream Sunday. Well, here, I'll get the save going. Save slot 8, everybody. Thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, give the video a thumbs up. It's free, helps out the channel. Subscribe if you'd like more. I stream this every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you'd like more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Until then, have a great rest of your night. Good sports, go baseball. Goodbye, everybody.